Hello guys, and welcome to episode 97 of my Empire Total War campaign playing as Great Britain on very hard difficulty. Today we're going to be pushing the Swedes out of Eastern Europe, taking their last foothold here at Riga, and then we shall crush them in their homeland. We're also continuing into the Maratha Confederacy lands, and hopefully we'll be able to take Istanbul soon, as well as Athens, which is being approached by Alan Wheatley. Let's go through our lists quickly, just check that everything is done for this turn. And if it is, then we'll move straight on to the next one. I think most of the armies were already moved, but it's always worth a check. This navy is still on its way. He's heading over to the Plains nations. And this army may as well replenish, so we'll let that occur. What about the army at Algiers? Do they need to remain there for the time being? I feel like they do. Because if I move out, they aren't going to be very happy at all. So the only way that we're going to get around that is by leaving some units behind. Potentially we could move over a few militia from Tunis. It might take an extra turn to get there, but we can just build extra at Tunis. And then we should be able to leave with the rest of the units here. And what we'll likely do is actually attack the Barbary states at some point. They do have a fort, so I think I can get away with just murdering these melee infantry in a breach using some cannons. So I think we're going to try for that. I also need to wipe out the Knights of St. John at some point. That should be quite an easy job. But removing more and more of these individual nations should probably be a priority. At the end of the day, they're just going to cause me more issues over time. But yeah, it looks like everything's done, so we'll move on to the next turn. Now I think Russia's the only large nation that we're not at war with. So I'm kind of waiting for their declaration. It would be nice, however, if we could potentially get Russia to go to war with the Maratha Confederacy. What's the missionary? In Spain. Well, we'll send him to Algiers. This one can head to Tunis. Looks like there was two. Successful mission, that's fine. Workers on strike in Transylvania. That's okay. Let's just get that unit inside there and make sure they're replenishing as well. Workers riot in Bosnia. Looks like that should be fine. I am tempted to upgrade to the military governor's barracks. It doesn't improve repression though, so maybe not the best idea. And most of these have sorted themselves out now, so it's all good. They shouldn't really be rioting all that much. Let's continue to build militia here because they're actually pretty pissed off. In Poland they're also pissed off. How many militia do I need? My. Maybe we could actually just recruit some better units rather than waste all our money on militia. Because eventually I can then move them out. So if, for example, we get a couple heavy cav, maybe a couple infantry, and also maybe a couple cannons. Not a bad idea. There are 6 slots left, so we'll just build all of those. That's fine. Yeah, let's continue to build more troops here as well. Right, that one's fine. I think we've looked through most of these other ones. Great. Okay, now we're on to the recruitment report, where you can see in Poland I've recruited a bunch of militia. Then we have a lot of buildings constructed, that's fantastic. Technology advances. Always good. Although the minus happiness from Clamour for Reform is a pain, but I guess the benefits should make up for it. Well, we have Majorca, which is finally a trading port. So, do we need that to be a trading port? I'm not so sure. I think we could make that a fishery, right? It's part of the Spanish region. I think I'm going to make it a fishery. We'll make that one a trading port. That's all good. Varna. And at Corsica, that can be a trading port as well. Alright, +1 zeal in the Americas is perfect. And Dundee, up in Scotland. Well, I guess the best bet is just to go for craft workshops. Okie dokie. Alright, let's carry on. We shall find ourselves a battle or two. We'll demand their surrender. Surrender accepted. Perfect. Let's just fix this up. I did have a suggestion to upgrade the mines and so on in the Americas. And this would be a good idea, except from the initial building gives you so much more than the upgrades. So I'd be spending 3,600, that would add 250 to region wealth. And then if we actually look at Mexico, well, we only get 20% of that. So you get 20% of 250, which is like 50, right? That's all you'd get for spending 3,600. So I'd rather, I think, just spend the money on continuing our conquest and going from there. Now, all of these buildings have been dismantled for some reason. We don't need this college, so I can probably dismantle that. But that is prosperous, so we'll definitely go for the smiths there. That's very poor, so we'll go for a church school in order to start converting the population. In this one, which is also prosperous, we'll get a money-making building. You can see we've already used up a lot of our cash. Right, time to attack Athens. They refused the surrender. It's time for a battle, boys. Let's jump on in. It's good that we took Istanbul without a fight. They didn't really have a garrison other than the militia units, so that was simple enough. But this time around they actually do have troops, so we're going to have to fight for it. Interesting deployment. Well, I think it might be a good idea to actually start up on the hill here. I don't know if that will work in our favour or not. I don't really want them to get close, however. So I think I'm going to start here, because their lines are already pretty close. I'll have the lines like so. I'll probably spread them out a bit more after the battle started, but for now that's okay. Let's have the cavalry spread out. And we'll end the deployment. Now they've backed up onto the hill. They do have mortars, I believe. Yes, they do. Okay, let's maybe have our horses move off to the right side and go destroy those mortars for us. Without the mortars, I think they might be forced to come towards us. There is the potential that there's hidden infantry in the town, though, that might kill my cavalry, so I'm going to have to be very careful. Now, I also probably should have deployed my cannons individually, and I think I might retroactively do that. I'm really hoping these heavy cav can kill off those mortars sooner than later. Oh, did we lose a cannon? No, it's just wheeling it along. Okay, cool. That's fine by me, I guess. Even if it is a little bit broken, it's kind of funny. Right, here go our cavalry. Straight into the mortars. What are they even doing with those shots? I have no idea. But that is the mortars dealt with. Fantastic. Right, let's unlimber these. Thank you very much. Almost in range for canister. Let's just stop, put that on canister, then we'll put fire at will back on, so when they get in range we're good. I think I'm going to move these over to the left a bit more, because that looks like where the concentration of forces will be. Right, the mortars are dealt with, so that's all good. A little bit concerned about these cannons back here. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Right, there are some like armed populace units that we could probably kill off with our cavalry, so I think I'm going to try and do that. They're just out of range. I think they're just out of range. Let's just put them onto normal shot. We'll continue the attack onto that cavalry. If we can get behind this wall, then we can charge into these guys. Probably should spread these guys out a bit more. Their ranks are a bit deep at the moment. Alright, time for a charge. Hopefully they don't fire at us. We are definitely running. Doesn't look like heavy cavalry really move that fast though. Bit worried about this unit firing at us. Okay, we made it. And we should definitely win this battle, or this fight. If not, cavalry are blimmin' useless. I'll tell you that much, right. Probably should have paid attention here. That's not good. Okay, well we did win that engagement, but now my cavalry's wrecked, so... Well, what? I don't know what I should have expected. Right, let's just turn around some of these units. These cannons are useless. Maybe this is high enough that I can fire over the top of the lines a little. I don't know. We'll give it a try. I don't care about a little bit of friendly fire. I'm probably going to keep this army in the settlement and replenish anyway, so... Whatever, let's just charge into these armed populace and get rid of those.
Yes, sir. Order. Battery reporting. Cannons no shot. Open fire!
That was a good hit actually from my cannon there. Just moving back slightly so I don't suffer any friendly fire. These guys are able to fire overhead. How are our heavy cab doing? I think they just got wrecked. Very good. Our heavy cav should probably get off the map nice and easy. Then we'll just have to hunt down the last couple units. Alright, let's go for walkies. Need to destroy the remaining units. Since I'm probably going to be firing at them with my muskets, I'm just going to let them run. I don't think their fatigue affects their accuracy, I'm not sure. Right, they should get absolutely annihilated now. And then what we can do is just charge them. Get them surrounded. Finish them off. Saying that, they're holding strong. I guess they are technically armoured with chainmail. So our men are a lot easier to kill. But we outnumber them so much that I don't really care. A heroic victory. 610 lost.
Battalions ready.
Don't think I'm going to have enough to replenish any of these troops. So we'll probably have to do that in the next turn. But we have captured Greece. And we've captured Rumelia. So, let's carry on.
Yes.
Merryweather's making his way down here. He will get there soon enough. It's pretty awesome how you can sail all the way down. Just going through these quickly. If I can move around any of these militia units, then I probably should. Just to help out any places that are going to rebel. Like Sophia. Can we take out another one? No, we cannot. Alright, that's the limit. There's another town here that isn't built up. This one's an iron workshops. Some wineries. That's all good. Yeah, that's all well and good. Right. Now this is the army in Poland that's still just chilling. We have Malcolm Belcher ready to take Riga, Estonia and Livonia.
Raise the flag.
Oh, they surrendered. No surprise there. They were severely outnumbered. But that has revealed actually a lot of the Russian forces. These guys have bows and arrows, the Kalmucks. Fair enough. Well, 2 full armies, plus a bit extra, probably 3 full armies in total. We're going to have to deal with that eventually. Once I basically consolidate the forces from Low, Minsk and Riga, then we can probably push on to St. Petersburg. Maybe head over to Kiev as well. A hand mortar company. That's very cool. Well, most of these armies are staying where they are for the time being, so I don't think there's much else to do. We can trade out these forces. Saying that, Adj's not very happy if I leave.
Immediately.
How much would I need to leave here in order to
Yes, my lord.
leave myself?
Forward. Forwards.
Too much. Okay. Well, we're just going to have to chill there for the time being then, and wait until the resistance to foreign occupation goes down.
Ship shape and Bristol fashion.
Okay. How's this Navy doing? That's actually finishing its recruitment of 4th rates in the next turn. I think at some point I will want to upgrade this, and then we can grab ourselves some heavy 1st rates and even some steamships. That would be pretty cool. Look at that hull strength. That compared to a 2nd rate, it's got like almost 4,000 more strength. That's insane. I'd also like to get some rocket ships at some point. Can we already get rocket ships? We can. I think I might add some to this navy then. And we'll check out how they work. And then while I'm at it, I think I'll spend some money upgrading these. Yeah, we definitely want a steam dry dock. That is the best one to pick up. It looks like we're going to have a few more buildings complete. What's our income like? 2,000 or 23,000, right? Let's jump over to our fleets anyway. Our fleet should be getting into position. Do we have another fleet building in the Caribbean? I'm not even sure we do. Probably be easier to just go to the Caribbean and look for ourselves rather than go through the lists. I have these ships, but I don't have any other Indiamen building. I might wait till next turn and we shall recruit some more. Alright, so my agent's moving into position, that's fine. And, well, there we go. Russia has declared war. It was only a matter of time. At least my armies are in relatively good defensive positions. But I think what I'm going to be forced to do is recruit a bunch of new generals to look after the separate armies. Also, what happened to my rakes? They didn't seem to do what I told them to.
At your service.
Alright, that one's going to Baghdad. Where's this one supposed to go? Well, I guess we can try and get one into Jerusalem, that's fine. Oh, rebellion in Bulgaria. That's not good. Well, I guess we have this chap at Klausenberg who might be able to move out. Not really. Let's move back a few troops. Wow.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. I'm actually going to have to leave the entire army there. And this place I don't think even has a fort. We didn't build that. Well, that could get ugly if I'm not too careful.
Any further orders? Immediately.
We need to make sure that the AI is outnumbered. Currently they kinda are, but not enough. And there's also a rebellion at Moldavia. I guess we can kill that one off quite easily.
We shall win. None shall defeat us. Sir.
Oh wow, okay, they survived.
Possible, sir.
And they're still not happy there, so that's no good. Well, that's a successful mission. That's a successful mission. Letters of demands aren't going to do anything because I'm happily camped out there. Just fix up that building. Make sure that is replenishing fully. Okay. Species Plantarum. The eminent Swedish naturalist Carl Linn, known as Linnaeus, has ensured a prominent place for himself as the father of modern taxonomy. With the publication of his latest work, Species Plantarum. This mighty 2-volume work lists every known plant, classifying them according to class, order, genera, and species. Using Linnaeus's own unique system developed initially in his Systema Naturae, his simple system counts the pistils and stamens of every plant to group them into genera, enabling easy identification. Formal names are assigned to each plant, along with shorter epithets for ease of reference. Is that genera rather than genera? I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Either way, running to over 1,200 pages, Species Plantarum is already a monumental work. Yet Linnaeus intends to continually update and expand it as new specimens arrive from his many correspondents around the world. Matters would appear to be, as the man himself has recently been heard to say, Deus crevit Linnaeus disposut, or God created, Linnaeus organized. Wow. Okay. They do certainly test my pronunciation with those messages. That's a nice, very poor town we got there. Let's just build another craft workshop.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Right.
On our way, Captain.
Our army will be happy to be on land, although it does look like Meriwether Mitchell has died. Poor chap. Well, he certainly had a awesome life. He helped us take the entirety of the Americas. Now he has been replaced by Goodwin Cavendish, who will lead the last charge against the Native Americans. Right, well, we built up that. We have trait gained. New port emerged in Acadia. We have a fishing port there. We don't actually have a trading port, so I guess we'll make one. Enemy raid. Gonna have to start dealing with the Russians at some point. We do actually have a general here, Gordon Amherst. It's a wealthy town. Let's just build up some stuff. Maybe a little bit of a waste because there is a Russian army nearby. This one's going to need a general. Hello to Joseph Dobson. That is full of artillery. I'm going to recruit some yeomanry. And I think I'm going to do the same here, actually. Just to accompany that army. Like that. Poland itself, I am just going to leave with all of the normal forces. Even though it's not happy.
Ready
because I'm going to have to reinforce one of these other forces, and I'm probably just going to send them down here. That means I actually don't have to recruit these, so we'll save some money. Okay, all good. We have a lot of cannons in this army. Wow. Okay. This is going to have to recruit a bunch more militia, I guess. And Nathan Beavis died. Bevis. Right, he can get into there anyway. Lovely. I don't think there's any research that we're not currently doing, right? Yeah, we're all good. Although the light infantry doctrine is not currently being worked on. And I'd like to get platoon firing at some point. Graz, where are you? There you are. Let's just fix you up. Right, there was a bunch of stuff I wanted to do, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen because I don't have any money. So, yeah. I wanted to make rocket ships for this navy. I wanted to make merchantmen and Indiamen. But both of those are, of course, delayed now, which is unfortunate. It's always the case, though. It really is. Right, we've gone through all of those. Right, so Shakily has actually replenished his forces, but I don't think he can afford to leave the settlement because it's currently gonna rebel next turn. I could take the time to recruit some more forces for him, especially some cavalry, potentially some lifeguards or something. Although saying that, I think it's probably better off for me to just rely on the regiment of horse rather than the heavy cavalry, because the heavy cavalry just, they seem to be very slow for starters, and also they will achieve the same role as a standard regiment of horse, and the regiment of horse will just cost less, so I may as well just stick with the regiment of horse, I think. Or even like the yeomanry, like I was pointing out before. Right, let's look back at Algiers, because I need to work out a way to leave this place.
Anything more?
At the moment, I cannot. We do have fortifications that might not be so bad if they do rebel. Is it even worth fixing that up? I guess it's 600 region wealth.
Ready for orders.
That's frustrating. We've got a lot of units that I'd love to be able to use that are currently stuck due to public order. It's like a classic total war problem.
Onward. Ready.
Okay, that's fine. Gonna start moving those guys down.
Anything more? Forward! Ah! Awaiting further orders.
I guess we could look at potentially exempting from tax. I didn't realise this was exempt from tax still. That's going to give us a bunch of money. It might be worth exempting Moldavia from tax to try and prevent a rebellion. Not worth much anyway. I'm not going to exempt Warsaw from tax though. That resistance to foreign occupation is going to take a hell of a long time to go. It's currently 21 and it removes 1 a turn, so yeah, that's pretty nuts. I'm guessing it's because it's a capital. Is there anywhere else that I was exempting? I don't think so. Now I was not taxing the nobility as much because it does improve town growth over time. I think there's going to come a point where I'm going to want to start taxing the nobility a bit more. I could make an extra 12,000 this turn, if I did that, or extra 10,000 I guess. I think we'll bring it back to level, get that extra 6,000, because at this point I really do just need the money that I can reinvest into all of my stuff, especially new navies, especially Indiaman navies. My current navy down at Gibraltar is purely for just wrecking the Swedes, and it should do a good job of doing so. Especially once I get some rocket ships for it, and then we can just top it off with more second rates. Does it not have any second rates yet? We've just built loads of third rates. Yeah, we'll have to squeeze out the second rates then. Okay, right. There's just so much to do. So much to take care of and keep an eye on. I think most of the stuff's done. It's just my agents that I need to take care of down in the south and also up here. Completely forgot about this. I do want my agents on land up here. We're not at war with Denmark.
Set sail. Jump to it and look lively.
Yeah, that's fine. Hopefully that's good enough. We'll just leave that rake there. And it will probably be the army that's currently in the Americas that will come back and attack Denmark eventually. Denmark might be the last one standing on Iceland. That would be quite something. What about our navies actually? We do need to go through them this time, I think. Because there was a lot of navies moving around in the Mediterranean that I wasn't paying much attention to. That was just this one. Oh yeah, he's just heading over to the Americas. That's fine. Okay, let's end the turn.
I can go no further.
Yeah, we lost Moldavia. That was a mistake moving out and not being able to destroy them. I assumed that my second attack on the rebels would have done the job, but it looks like we're just going to have to
Siege them.
go up and destroy them
Victory.
and take that back. That's okay. If it sorts out the public order, then it was probably worth it. I do need to get rid of some of these buildings along the way. Wait, why did my church school get raided? I have no idea. I think we're just going to continue to camp out until the replenishment is done, and then we can sally forth. In the meantime, I am going to recruit myself some more artillery. Got another trait gained for that, which is nice. These are successful missions. And then we have a rebellion at Poland. Light dragoons and so on. That would be quite easy to put down. Letters of demands. And workers' riot. Okay. Plenty of buildings constructed. The British Museum. The natural historian and occasional doctor of medicine, Sir Hans Sloane, has bequeathed his large collection of curious objects to the nation, including many books, manuscripts, drawings, and pressings. They are to be housed in a special museum for everybody to see, including a reading room for scholars. It has also been decreed that the museum will receive a copy of every book printed from now on. After much deliberation and the rejection of Buckingham House, the trustees have decided on Montague House as a suitable venue, purchasing the house for £20,000. Okay. And unfortunately, guys, it has been my time. So, hopefully I will get round to making rocket ships and recruiting more India men, and we shall have ourselves some more fights, potentially, with Russia. Well, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.